This week I brought you up to a dispersed campsite just north of Lake Winnebagoche inside the Chippewa National Forest. I found this place on Thursday. I was racking my head trying to figure out where we're going to go for this weekend's adventure. I was on Google Maps and I see what looks like possibly a campground on the north side of this lake. I strolled up on it a little bit further and saw that there was a camper there. And it didn't make a lot of sense because there was absolutely no literature anywhere on this place, so I knew it wasn't an actual campground. I checked the Onyx app. It's public land. So that's when I sent my buddy Jack over at Tiny Cabin Life a text and said, hey, have you ever heard of this place? Because I know that he spends a little bit of time in these woods. But he didn't. I thought that's the exact type of campground I'm looking for. So when I pulled in here, I saw a sign. Check this out. I've probably taken you close to 100 free campsites here in Minnesota. Eventually I'm going to run out of them, but it's not going to be this weekend. This campsite is huge and you could probably fit 2 or 3 fifth wheels back here. Plus the road leading in is not that bad. It reminds me of a hunting camp. Unfortunately, the easier it is to get to, the more trash I usually find. So first things first, we're going to go around, pick up some of the garbage, make it feel like home, and then I'll show you what this place looks like. Someone left a dirty old pair of shorts out here. That's nasty. Target practice. More target practice. And this guy, he couldn't hit the broadside of a barn. Check this out. This is like one of those medical chairs. You put the bucket in there and go to the bathroom. I'll scrap it. This place already has a toilet. Not too bad at all. Close that. Well, that didn't take long at all. We got the place all cleaned up. Let me show you what this campsite looks like. We got a picnic table, some fire rings. Walking around this loop, they've got a few of these lanes cut into the woods, but there's only 2 fire rings. This spot has its fire ring, and then there's a fire ring over where I'm parked. I'll show you a spot that I picked. It's the only one with picnic tables, and that's why I parked here. They're a little beat up, but still usable. I brought my bike with in hopes that maybe I can do a little scouting while I'm here, see if I can find a few more campsites. I love taking the bike down these forest roads. I've had this bike now for about 6 years, well before I started the channel, but the problem is, these tires are shot. So I'm going to replace this 3-inch road tire with a 4-inch, almost like a motorcycle tire. They're a lot heavier, but I think they'll do a lot better for me. I've had a number of people ask me about this bike over the years, and it's a Rad Power Mini 4. Unfortunately, they stopped producing this bike a couple of years ago, and it's hard for me to give an honest review just because nothing's factory on it. I replaced the hub motor to 1,000 watt. It's got a new controller, different battery, different screen. There's really not much original on the bike. And now we're going to have these meaty tires on it. This is going to be awesome. The good news is these tires are coming off easy just because they're wore out. All in all, it went together pretty well. I just got to zip tie these lines back up, make sure I get everything down. I'll probably go through, adjust the derailleur. I put new foot pedals on it yesterday and also a new seat. This bike is good to go. Them tires just fit it so much better. I'm really curious to see how this affects the handling. I think the bigger tires are going to work better in the sand, but the weight of them might decrease my top speed a little bit. Let's find out. There's so many trails in this part of the forest that I haven't been on. This is about 2 hours from my house, so I don't get a chance to just, putz around up here like I do in some of the other state forests. Last year it'd be nothing for me to go on a 15 to 20 mile bike ride. I don't think that's going to be able to happen now with Toby. Greeley Lake Pit. Let's check this out. Well, I don't know. I don't think that it's going to stop us. Look at this. That's pretty awesome. I don't know why they got this blocked off, but it would be fun ripping it up with the ATVs back here, that's for sure. A couple of years ago, Mandy and I were up in the Superior National Forest and couldn't find a place to go dispersed camping at. We found one of these pits and the forest ranger said, no problem. It's public land. You guys can stay there up to 14 days. That's pretty cool. Very happy with the tires. There's a little cut across to get around the gate. Looks like the tires do have a small effect on the top end. My fastest is usually about 31 miles an hour, but we're down to 28 now. Oh well. Well, we made her back home. I think I gotta get that fire started soon. You can see that I got my motion detectors out. I got one right here. I got one on the corner of the truck. And then I also set one up right here. This way, I know if anybody pulls into this campsite. I've showed these motion detectors on a video once before. Someone said, well, if you're that scared to be out in the woods, and why even go? And the motion detectors have nothing to do with being scared. What they do is they keep me aware if a wild animal comes into the campsite. We have a lot of black bear up here, and I have storage containers on the outside of the camper. I'd like to know in the middle of the night if I got a black bear trying to mess around with my storage container. And the other thing is too, is it does keep me aware if someone does come into the campsite. It's always nice to know that someone's here before they know that I know that they're here. It's starting to rain. I should maybe take a look at the weather forecast and see what it says. We weren't supposed to get any rain today, but it started raining a little bit when I was out on the bike ride. Let's go see what the Weather Channel says. Occasional rain likely. It's going to end around 8:45. Looks like we might just have to put up with some scattered showers throughout the evening here. I've had probably 30 mosquitoes in the camper. These lanterns are filled with like a cedar wood scent, and it does pretty good with keeping the mosquitoes away. The other thing that works good is the thermocell. I just keep it right by the door here. For supper tonight, I'm using the Camp Dutch oven. Super simple, 1-pot recipe right over the campfire. And it really doesn't get any simpler than this. I made a ham for Easter a couple of weeks ago, so we're gonna have a split pea soup. Here's what I got: a cup of carrots, a cup of celery, a cup of onions, a cup of ham, 3 tablespoons of butter. We're gonna put it all in the pot. And then to add to that, we're gonna go 10 cups of water. And now we gotta go find a place for this on the fire. I got Toby his own chair. He's getting the hang of using it, but hasn't quite figured it out yet. We're gonna let this come up to a boil, then we'll put the cover on, let it go for about 30 minutes. I've got a spice packet to add in there, then we'll put the cover back on, another 30 minutes, and it should be done. Just started to boil. Took a lot longer than I thought too, probably close to 30 minutes, but sure does smell good. It's been raining on us a little bit out here, but thankfully it finally stopped. All right, man, that smells so good. It's been boiling for about 15 minutes. I thought I should probably check just to make sure that nothing's sticking to the bottom. That is looking really good. And then I got the little packet of seasoning we're going to put in there. And this is the Hearst split pea soup. We got to cook this yet for another 30 minutes. It's been an odd spring so far. We got mosquitoes in April. I'm out here in a t-shirt. It's probably 65 degrees. How strange. That looks good. All right, I'm gonna get it dished up, have a little supper, then we'll go back outside, watch the fire. The stars are actually coming out. I don't add any salt or pepper. The smoked honey spiral ham from Easter adds all the flavor. Super, super good. I think leftovers is probably my favorite part of camping on the weekends. What a peaceful night. No wind at all. We are starting to get a few clouds moving in, but I'm still hoping I can get a shot of the stars tonight. Every once in a while, I hear a beaver in the lake behind us. And then there's a grouse out in the woods. And it sounds like my neighbor's trying to start his old John Deere B tractor. It's just thump, 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 thump. I love places like these. Since we're here, I might as well tell you next week's video, it's gonna look a little bit different. Mandy and I both took some days off work and we decided to spend a little bit of time together, and we're not gonna do it through the lens of a camera. So I'm really looking forward to that. I'm thinking about maybe doing a tour style video. You'll have to let me know if there's anything in particular that you'd like to see. The plan is to shoot the video probably Wednesday, Thursday, Friday night after work. So I'll have a couple hours each night, and that's why I was thinking of a tour video. But if there's anything in particular that you'd like to see, or anything that you'd like to see in the camper, definitely let me know. So that way I can go over it. I've only done one camper tour video, and it was like 3 years ago when I first started the channel. A couple of things have changed along the way. And then not too long after that, Toby goes in, he gets clipped. Now, I'm actually just a foster for Toby at this point. I can't fully adopt him until he gets the neuter done. That's just the way that the shelter works. And it's about time, because I caught him getting frisky with the blanket the other day. My little boy, he's growing up. So we'll see how he does. I'm sure he'll heal quick. Couple other things that I was going to mention too. I still haven't fixed my door lock, so I'm probably going to reach out to RV Lock, see if they'd be willing to send me one out for review. And same thing with the power station. I broke it last weekend. I took that power station apart thinking that maybe I could find a disconnected wire or something, but I'm probably going to have to do another review for a power station. And I know not everybody likes those review videos, but the good news is you don't have to watch those ones. I always try and do the review videos on Thursday. I've done 6 of them in the last 3 years. And I know some people don't like them, but unfortunately, it's the way the world works. I work Monday through Friday, a state job, and that's what pays for me to get out here into the woods. And I hope that you can understand that coming out here, it's not free. And making these videos isn't cheap. But I don't want that to, affect you and think that it's your problem. In fact, people reach out to me asking how they can donate to the channel, and I don't have anything set up for people to donate. And in fact, a couple of people that have mailed checks to me in the past, the cool thing is people that have their telephone numbers on there, I'm able to call them up, let them know that, I won't be cashing their checks. But it's really cool calling someone up and being like, hey, this is Kenny from that YouTube channel, Kenny of All Trades, and I really want to thank you for sending out the cash donation to the channel, but, I'm not going to be cashing your check. So with the review videos, I feel a little bit better about it, just working for the video, putting out a review. That way, I feel like I'm earning the money. So I do want to thank everybody that's reached out to me and asked how they can donate to the channel. And I do got to figure out something in the future, because right now it is tough making these videos. But like I said, that's not your problem. I think that's going to be it for the night. Looks like the clouds are moving in a little bit. I hope that we can get some stars. I'll see you in the morning. Oh, this back seat is just a mess. I gotta clean it out. But this morning we're gonna go down to the lake, see if we can't get into some fish. I gotta restring this reel really quick, and then we're gonna go hammer something. I picked up this new combination rod reel. It's like a 6.5 footer, and I'm hoping that I can reach a little bit further My last rod reel that I was using was short. I mean, it fit in the back seat of the truck really nicely, but wasn't the best for casting. I gotta spool this up quick. I'm gonna use the picnic table as an extra hand. That should work all right. Went with an 8-pound test line. It should be good enough for the panfish. I can still pull in a bass if I need to. Yeah, if I try fishing for northerns, I'll just make sure I put on a leader. I ended up picking up a new style of slip knot. You'll have to let me know if you've ever tried these. Those plastic ones and tie-on ones, they always loosen up after about the 20th cast. So I went with this new style. It's a clamp-on. It seems to grip really tight. Bought a new bobber at the store, crawlers in the fridge. You'd think I'm ready. Like I've said before, I'm no professional. Because the one thing that I forgot, the one thing that I need is my tackle box. Oh man, I must have taken it out of the truck. I left it at home. Of course I left it at home. Yeah, I think I'm going to fire my production manager. But that's all right. We can still walk down by the lake and see what it looks like. We'll just say that the wind's picking up anyways, and it wouldn't be a good day for fishing. Beautiful morning. I don't forget how lucky I am to live in a state that has this much public land. I hope Mandy and I have this kind of weather next week. I mean, this is just perfect. We're going to be up on the North Shore, Lake Superior, one of my favorite places to be. I wonder if I need to add a rake to my arsenal. I think this campsite would look a lot better if it was cleaned up a little bit. Well, speaking of cleaning up, it's almost that time. This little grill grate comes in handy. I bought it at Walmart. Nice thing is it was cheap and pretty much indestructible. It's nice having camping equipment that doesn't fall apart. We just gotta walk down here, grab the motion detector. We're almost packed up. This has been an awesome campsite. Took out the two 30-pound tanks that used to be in here, put in the two 20-pounders, built that shelf. Gives a lot of extra storage. Well, I think we about got this video in the bag. You've been hanging out with Toby and me all weekend long. I think that's long enough. I hope you were able to get a good idea of what this campsite looked like and what just a regular weekend here in Minnesota looks like. We'll do this again next Tuesday. Might look a little bit different, but we'll see you again. Until then, be kind. Be honest. We'll see you down the road. Are you going in or out, buddy? I gotta close up them steps. Come on. Yeah, we're almost home.